It's a great way to end the season, I must say. Let me first talk to Prasham about it, then we'll get to you, Prayan. Una Emery, tactical genius, and I mean, everyone was so hyped for this game that we will win it. We are the stronger side, but he did what he could do. He tired us out, got the weak people on, and that's how the game ended. What's your take? Was it Ole at fault, or was it just Une Emery being extremely experienced and talented at his field?
It's I've no words to describe this, Shiv, to be honest. Sir Alex Ferguson was sitting there in the stands, and what he would have made of those last 30 minutes, the last 30 minutes in extra time, is the worst football I've seen all season. We didn't create one chance that where we could have scored from.
But that
Villarreal were
was that was.
dominating us.
But Prashant, when you talk about one chance, we only created three chances in 120 minutes. That's very unlike
No,
us.
but
So
Vishesh, in the last 30 minutes, we didn't even try. We were trying to take the game to penalties. And if you saw the Villarreal penalties, each one of them, they practiced this, man. They came here with the intention to take this to penalties. Each one of them had taken about 100 penalties over the last week, and you could just see it. They were blasting them into the bottom corner, into the top corner. I know David De Gea didn't get close to any, but those were phenomenal penalties, to be honest. Our penalties, if you look at the Luke Shaw penalty, if you look at a couple of other penalties, dodgy at best. They were there, and Emery, I think, had planned, gamed this situation out completely in his mind. Marcus Rashford was a disgrace today. There's no other way to put it. Rashford was a disgrace, and Oli is to blame for him playing out 120 minutes today. His only contribution to that game was a penalty, and Oli is definitely to blame here. I think in-game management was absolutely clueless. How do you not make a sub for the first 115 minutes in a game? How do you
I
not
mean,
do that?
no, Prashant, I disagree with that. Who do you bring on? You're going to bring on Dan James to instead of Rashford. I get that Rashford did not put in the effort, but I think when it comes to us as well, well, looking back at this and then talking, if we had to talk
I
about
think
this when
Diallo
the
could have
game
done a better
started,
job, to be honest, Vishesh. I
yeah,
think Ahmad
I'm
could
not,
have
I'm not,
Ahmad
I'm
could
not
have come in
disagreeing.
and done,
Vishesh,
anyone could have done a better job than what
Mason
Rashford.
Greenwood got pulled off. He was
No, no,
probably
no,
our
no, no,
best
no.
player going forward
Prashant,
today.
Prashant, I'm not saying that the substitutions that he did were correct. I'm saying that we all knew that the people coming on would not improve our game in any manner. This was the
I
best
disagree with
11
you,
that we
Vishesh.
could.
I totally disagree with you. How do you know that? How do you know that?
So
How do you
you're
know that?
telling me,
You don't want to play any of the players. Bruno Fernandes, what did he do all game apart from fighting with the referee? Absolutely disgraceful. Marcus Rashford looks like he's been injured since like 3 years. He doesn't move on the pitch. That one-on-one he missed may have been offside or whatever it was. He should be burying that chance. Man for man, this Villarreal team taking us to 120 minutes. It's a disgrace, Vishay. It's an absolute disgrace. There's no other way to put it. And the manager, and apart from Mason Greenwood, Paul Pogba, and Edinson Cavani, no player deserves to go
McTominay
out.
too.
And McTominay, yes, sorry, McTominay who had a good game. Apart from these four players, what were the other seven players doing on the pitch today? And why can't you change that earlier? You keep saying that what would have happened? Could we improve the game? How do you know that? We never even tried. Why did he take Paul Pogba off to bring Dan James on for 2 minutes? What was the reason to do that? Why not bring Dan James on earlier and try to use his pace? Why not try to bring Ahmad on and use some trickery? Why not bring Mata on earlier? What was Marcus Rashford doing in the entire game? What is the purpose of having a player who's essentially playing against us? I've not even come to Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof. It was like we were playing with 9 players against 15, and the ref included, obviously, in the 15. It was just absolutely. I'm baffled at what we did. I'm absolutely baffled at what we did. And in the last 30 minutes, it was an absolute disgrace, Vishal. It was an absolute disgrace. I cannot believe what I was watching. Manchester United playing football. There was no intensity, there was no speed. All the players were tired. No one was thinking. It's a shame. It's a shameful performance. It was not worthy of a final at all. And we were pound for pound, man for man. We are the better team, and this is what we put out.
EG, coming to you, let me ask you flat out. Saying pound for pound, we were the better team. I agree to those facts. But does it come down to manager at the end of it? Is it just that because when you look at the game, it more or less played out exactly how Une MD wanted it to. He played it out. You saw it like in the second half. He was bringing more midfielders, making the game more compact, not allowing us to break through the defense. And he continued that, tired us out, got our penalty takers on. And as Prashant said, it seemed like they had practiced this the entire week. Does this come to
Ashish,
Ole's bad management?
I have a couple of things. Firstly, I think after the 90 minutes, Oli decided that we won't be adventurous going forward. He wanted to sit back, and that's how we played out. Oli, I think he wanted to counter and maybe nick in a goal, but they were too organized, and that wasn't going to happen. And that's what Oli's plan was. He wasn't going to risk conceding a goal there. Uh, I think substitutions. I agree. I mean, I sort of agreed with what you said. No player could have come in and maybe changed the game, but he had to do. He had to make the changes. He had to get off Rashford. Rashford was. I haven't seen a worse performance of Rashford ever. Like he was horrible today. And my God, the defense, the centre back pairing of Bailly and Gerard Moreno was absolutely alone in front after Baka was subbed out. He was alone and he was still dominating. He was winning the header. He was jumping over Paul Pogba and getting the header. Everything. That one guy alone was taking care of four of our two centre backs and Paul Pogba and McTominay. It was absolutely ridiculous. Second balls we weren't winning, and it was nothing. Centre back Eric Bailly, like Prashant said, oh my God, start of the second half and that Carlos Bacca almost scored. He's trying to bicycle it clear in his own D. What is wrong with you? Just head it out, clear the. It's absolutely ridiculous. Um, I really am very disappointed. I don't know what to say.
So I'm
It's
just gonna
disgraceful,
leave it.
Priyan. That's what
I'm
it is.
gonna
It's
I'm gonna I'm gonna
disgraceful.
leave it open to you all because you guys know my thoughts that I'm not Ole out or anything like that. But just to end this video, what context does this game have on progress this season? Do we put a question mark on progress, or do we say progress has still been made a final, and
Ashish Oli has had the same problem since the start. He's obviously we say that he's grown into his role, but he's had a problem with late substitutions. Our team as a whole has had a problem with dealing with set pieces. These two have always been there throughout his tenure, and he hasn't built on that. I'm very disappointed on Oli today. Very disappointed.
Vishesh, it's
so
simple. For
Prashant,
me, the
Prashant, let
word
me let
is
me let me ask you one thing. I know your take on it, but before you say something, has Ole become the new Pochettino, where you build the side, bring them to like the finals, semi-finals, and then collapse in those big moments?
Vishesh Pochettino lost to a Liverpool team that was the best in Europe. We lost to
I
Villarreal. We lost to
At the end of
Villarreal.
the day, at the end of the
No,
day, when
Vishesh,
you
that's
look about it,
ridiculous
We're
because
it's
we lost.
seventh in
No,
the La
Vishesh,
Liga.
when
you
you
can't
Seventh
compare.
in La
They're
Liga.
seventh in the
no,
La
no, no, no,
Liga.
no. I'm not comparing him as managers. I'm comparing him with a certain pattern that has been following.
No, Vishesh, there's no pattern to this. You lose to Real Madrid tomorrow in a final. I don't give a shit. We just lost to Villarreal. Their team is essentially people on the wrong side of 30. They played to go to the penalties and we played into their hands. We didn't create anything. The game was absolutely dead. We took Mason Greenwood off. We took Paul Pogba off, who were two of our most productive players today. We just took them off and played who? Marcus Rashford, the man who's Teflon from all criticism. Just nothing sticks on him. No criticism. Absolutely disgraceful performance, and he should hang his head in shame today.
And
And
I think
Oli can join him too.
I think you can obviously see that the tempers are high, and there's a valid reason for that after the performance that's been put in today. Uh, but this is how the season's gonna end. We don't make it to the final. But that's it. We'll see you next time.